Good evening and welcome to Joy News Prime with me, Samuel Kojo Brace. In our headlines this hour, one person died and four others sustained various degrees of injury following disturbances between some illegal miners and workers of Golden Star Wassa mines in Benso in the western region. Also in this bulletin, Minority Leader Dr. Kesel Atoforsen tears into Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation address, saying the NPP has only toilet to show for all the monies borrowed. We'll have details as Majority Leader says Parliament will have to do more in making government spend within its means. Now, in this bulletin, Guta takes its war against the ban on importation of used appliances to Parliament, with its leader declaring the ally as ill thought through and one which will lead to loss of jobs. We have details as Parliament commits to deal with their concerns. Now, the Ghana Mine Workers Union says it is disturbed by the development at the Benso site of the Golden Star Resources Wassa Limited, where illegal miners invaded the property of the Golden Star Resources, burning properties running into millions of dollars. Now, they set fire to several company properties, including 2 ambulances. According to the General Secretary of the Union, Abdul Mumin Bana, though government is putting in much effort to deal with the illegal mining menace, it looks as though it's not going to go away anytime soon. Now, he says the practice seems to be staying with us. Now, we'll hear from him shortly. But here is the Group Corporate Affairs Manager for Golden Star Resources, Gerard Boache, who narrated the incident to me earlier.
We have the right to protect our concessions from Galamsey and Galamsey operators, or whatever you call them, illegal miners. And we usually, because we are not armed, we usually do this through engagement. So we engage them, talk to them, and then we escort them peacefully off our sites. On this occasion, the same thing happened, but obviously they, seeing that they probably have their booty there, amassed some more people and came back. In the process, the police that are stationed at our site assisted us to ward them off. But I mean, this did not stop them. So they obviously came back with more people, more illegal miners. And then that's when they started to touch property, ambulances, our offices, as you can see in the video. And luckily, the first thing that we take into consideration under such circumstances is life. So we moved our staff and our workers off to safety, and they continue to have a field day at our operation. But as I speak, the police, thankfully, from Takwa came and they've sort of brought calm to the site, and they're doing the investigations, and we'll know what exactly happened pretty soon. Well, we've lost 12 vehicles in the process. Some excavators have been smashed. The vehicles include an ambulance, and these ambulances, we use it for the community and ourselves, not just for ourselves. So, and our offices, computers, air conditions. I mean, we lost them. Some of our security guys sustained injuries. They've been treated and discharged, and some of our the police that are supporting us also.
Now, the company has been taking stock of the extent of damage on the property during the day, and the corporate affairs manager, the group corporate affairs manager of the company, joins us on via Zoom now with the details. But now, grateful that you could join us here. So, what further details have you picked up during the day?
Well, you mentioned about ambulances. Yes, both of them gone, totally bent. All our office equipments were packed and loaded into a pickup and completely sort of flamed up. So our 10 vehicles, light vehicles, all gone. And some of our, when we do the drilling, we store the specimen in our core sheds. The core sheds partly vandalized, some of the samples taken away, which makes nonsense out of the data that we've collected. I mean, the drilling is a very expensive process, and data out of drilling is the future of any mine. So, I mean, we may have to start all over again on that aspect of things. We're still awaiting the details of the police investigations, but yes, it's clear that we've lost everything in that office.
All right, now we understand, like you just said, your explosive yard was also touched as well. How much in dollars is the extent of damage, from this disturbance?
Correction, not explosive yard. Our drilling core shed.
Okay.
Core shed.
Okay.
Yeah. Is the core shed. When we do the drilling, we keep samples of the rocks that we drill up, and that's what is called the core shed.
All right.
Yeah. So,
thanks for that correction. So how much in dollars is the total damage that has been caused?
Yeah, it's a bit too soon to complete that estimation. I can't even make a rough estimate because, I mean, you could just from a layman's point of view, you could see how many equipments have been vandalized and destroyed totally. We don't know how many of them will be serviceable and all. So all these have to be taken into consideration before we can actually assert this thing. But at least in the meantime, the traditional authority have totally disassociated themselves from this action completely. Okay. That's the latest, at least good news that came. And that's the worry to some of you media people that we had a bad relationship with the community or something like that. No. Okay. I mean, they have totally disassociated themselves from that action. So that comes as comforting news, at least.
All right, grateful to you for joining us here. Yeah. Now, also joining us via Zoom is Abdul Mumin Ghana, General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union. Grateful that you've been able to join us here. What have your members who are affected been telling you? And is this peculiar to Golden Star Resources alone? Mr. Ghana, if you have unmuted, I want to find out from you. I'm sure some of your members were affected by this. What have they been telling you of this encounter? And is this happening so peculiar to just the Golden Star Resources, per your information? All right. Now, we understand that the Ghana Chamber of Mines has also been condemning the practice of galamseys entering the concessions of major mining companies to mine. The CEO, Suleiman Akone, has joined us now. Grateful to you, Mr. Akone, for joining us. What does the chamber make of what has happened in Benso to Golden Star Resources? All right, so let me try if I can have Ghana's sound well sorted out. Mr. Ghana, I'm grateful for joining us. I want to find out from you whether or not your members have been speaking to you about how the situation was, and again, if this happening is peculiar to Golden Star Resources.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I must say that this is not peculiar to Golden Star Resources at all. In fact, it is a daily occurrence across the mining industry of our country. I mean, you speak to members in Asanko, in Anglo Gold, in Goldfields, in Pesos. Same outcry is what we are all bedeviled with. And this illegal small-scale mining has reached a crescendo where now you do not only have Ghanaian young men and women making a living out of illegal small-scale mining, but you also have foreign nationals. I can speak authoritatively that you have foreign nationals from Mali, you have Malians, you have Burkinabés, you have Cameroonians, who are deeply caught, deeply involved in this illegal small-scale mining. And I think that this matter has taken a national security dimension, and it's important that we review and elevate it to that level and ensure that we deploy resources needed to combat illegal mining once and for all. Because what we cannot tell for now is what could potentially happen in the future, where you would have illegal small-scale miners from different who have different foreign nationals invading a mine and destroying not just property, but also causing harm, to Ghanaians who are lawfully working in their various fields of endeavor. And so it's a major worry for our members. each day that they go to work, they are very much worried whether they will return back home safe and in the manner that they went to work. And so for me, it's extremely important that we deploy the needed resources.
But if that's the case, why hasn't the union made any move about trying to find a lasting solution to this development then?
Now, the union has made several attempts to try and bring this matter to a more logical conclusion. But the union cannot do it all alone. I must say that the power of the state is not vested in the union. The union has countlessly petitioned not just the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, which is the minister in charge of the sector, but also the minister in charge of national security. Last year, we had security officers who are part of our union who were brutally, injured by these illegal miners on the Newmont concession. A petition was, served to the Minister for Lands and also the Minister for National Security. Unfortunately, nothing happened, and it doesn't appear anything is happening anytime soon. So what we are saying is that we need to be more attentive to this matter, because terrorism, this is the way it all starts. And like I said, if virtually all the people who are involved in this Golden Star unfortunate situation can be linked or can be traced to, foreign extraction, then the point really remains that what is it that is going to happen sometime in the future that would eventually lead to some terrorist activities in our country. And so, like I said, it's a national security issue. It's an issue that we just we mustn't toy with. We must ensure that we deploy all the needed resources, all our energies to ensure that we nip it in the bud.
Okay, all right.
I have always said that, look, as workers, we cannot continue to keep ourselves in harm's way.
Okay.
And as the law is very clear. If you envisage or you are confronted with a hazardous, situation of the magnitude that we are talking about, you have every right to take yourself off harm's way. And that is a provision of law contained in Section 119 of the Labor Act. Okay. And we have signaled to government that it is either they intervene swiftly and put in more robust steps or concrete steps to ensure that this matter is dealt with, as quickly as possible, or we may at some stage have to withdraw our services entirely to ensure that the right security measures are put in place and to ensure that peace is restored and that we can guarantee our health and safety when we go to work.
Abdul Momin Bana, I'm grateful to you. He is General Secretary of the Mine Workers Union. Now, moving on to other stories now. The woman whose shop allegedly experienced an explosion leading to the fire that ravaged the KJTR market in Kumasi has denied starting the fire. Now, according to him, Wednesday's fire destroyed several goods in 33 shops in the market. But Madam Felicia Opoku says she suspects an electrical fault might have triggered the fire in the shop. There is more in the following report.
Victims of the KTTR fire continue to count their losses. This woman says she lost several items amounting to 200,000 Ghana cedis.
Rent me cry be 2 billion there. Ebe eto ahoma e de dwale ne ya ahoma ya hata so niema ana ahoma ya de pampa boa na tire tuntuma ya de tetili mototo na mitumbi o.
The fire gutted the upper floors of the KTTR market. It is alleged to have started from a shop where leather materials are sold. Shop owner Felicia Opoku has, however, denied any deliberate act to start the fire.
Me so ba ne jadem timi de menwura okranti store to amisi no 2 ayi no we no na baby e jane start odi gu so antimi anu ene se jane tres je esa akra je so di mu de fire e sika nyina ena me che se mi se jane dal mi ma de ko de ai era nkrofo nam se yesi enu aduane wo ha nipa me wo mo ha nyina me nu aduane wo hene o mo nam keka de o mo pe ejano edale na niema no na ho no na ya niema na tonton ne bi wo yimu e wo ni yimu sisi wo aha enti mintimi hu se electric na ti ye o se de banyo mi de mintimi hu to o mo ne na wo nipa na no mo keka de o mo pe.
Minister Designate for Local Government Osai-Bonsu Amoah and Deputy Minister Augustine Collinson team joined Kumasi Mayor Sampine to inspect the spot of damage caused by the fire. Obi Amoah says the government will set up a fact-checking committee to investigate the fire.
We have Deputy Minister here, we have Danmo here, we have heads of security here, we have the mayor here. That's what I said. We are here to find out exactly what has happened. But we cannot get all the facts just standing here. Reports will be submitted to us as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the minister reserves the right to form a committee to go into this matter, and based on the recommendations of the committee, then the ministry will act.
This, you mean the regional minister? Right?
No, I've been the minister for local government. Okay. The minister for local. This is the ministry of local government. So the minister for local government, decentralization, and rural development reserves the right to set up a committee. And as soon as possible, he sets it up. They will depend on the fact-finding issues and the recommendations of the committee to be able to go on as to how to prevent such a situation again, and especially to make sure that the new one which is being built, will not go through this process.
The traders continue to mass up at the main gate of the market, awaiting managers to open the facility for trading. Kumasi Mayor Sampine has pleaded with the traders to be patient with the investigation process.
Unfortunate situation, and we grieve over all the affected victims. But what I want to assure them is that the Assembly and government is ready to give the necessary assistance. Also, we are committed to make sure that the action is expedited, to make sure that they come back to their businesses. What I'll plead with them is that they should take heart, be patient with the processes. When you have such facilities and you have such catastrophes, definitely you cannot simply move in the day because you want to make some money. So we plead with them that what the timeline that we're giving to them, let's adhere to that and make sure that the right things are done so that we don't have a reoccurrence of this unfortunate situation.
Meanwhile, traders whose shop were gutted by fire have pleaded for government support.
Munya nintente mana ya kwatina future asembeba eslema ya meka momoaye ana boaye ni na oma e ho atire eni da so nyina sa ya maku school nana eslemo.
Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association has taken it to war against the proposed ban on the used appliances to Parliament, and the Energy Commission of Ghana is seeking the enforcement of the ban on importation of used appliances as was passed into law by an legislative instrument. But in a meeting with Parliament Mines and Energy Committee, the GUTA chairman, Dr. Joseph Obeng, warned that if this ban goes ahead, there will be a major unemployment crisis. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kwekwa Asante has more in the following report.
President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, has been arguing before the parliamentary committee that the policy has not been well thought through.
And if you say that we are banning used goods, then we are in effect saying that goods, electrical goods or electronic goods that have come into the system and in the use of people's homes that have reached about 10 years, automatically people have to be taken, we have to take measures to take these goods out of the household.
Call my first fridge I bought, and it was a second-hand one. And that fridge is still in somebody else's use. It's been passed down so many times. So actually, when I heard about the ban, I was like, you're going to deprive a lot of people. Rankin said, we see the issues that are at stake and how we can get a middle ground for both parties.
Chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachia, says he's wondering if this ban is only being implemented in Ghana.
Because seated here, I'm thinking as a lawyer that, look, what this man is saying is very serious. Ghana is the only jurisdiction in which this absurdity is being pushed as a law. But in other jurisdictions, I mean, it's never the case. That's why I said, are you sure about this statement?
Meanwhile, the committee will hold before it the Energy Commission to respond to the concerns of the traders. John Jinapo is minority spokesperson on mines and energy.
Energy Commission should have at least consulted this committee. We have former ministers here, we have industry experts here, we have legal brains here, we have people with finance background, and we represent you. Chairman said we would invite Energy Commission.
Certainly.
We would interrogate it, would compare to other countries and look at best practices, take these countries' overall interest into consideration, and also look at your perspective and give our recommendations to Energy Commission so that we see how together we can build a very, very prosperous nation without leaving anybody behind.
A number of appliances that are used in this country are imported. The Energy Commission has been raising significant concerns over the last few years that is causing some significant troubles to Ghana's energy sector. And they introduced this LI through Parliament seeking to ban the importation of used appliances. It is the concern of GUTA that not all used appliances are the same. And that indeed, if an appliance is used for a day or two and is being sold, it's not the same as an appliance that has been used for, say, 6 years or 10 years. They are calling on the Energy Committee of Parliament and Parliament as a whole to intervene in this matter and get this LI withdrawn. They believe that this will lead to job losses and that ultimately this whole LI and the policy has been ill thought through. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Now, Minority Leader Dr. Kesalato Forsen says the Akufo-Addo government only has toilet to show for all the monies it has borrowed. Concluding debate on the President's State of the Nation address, Dr. Kesalato Forsen said the Akufo-Addo government has received more resources than any other government, but has nothing to show for it.
Somebody must tell the president in the face that the time has come for him to act, and he must act now to save our livelihood. Mr. Speaker, the truth is that this government inherited so much goodwill. The people of Ghana gave them the benefit of the doubt. We have contributed so much resources for this administration. NDC managed with 1 oil field. They've had 3 oil fields, accumulated so much revenue, borrowed so much, had 820 billion Ghana cedis, had 130 billion US dollars. Yet, Mr. Speaker, they can only show us toilet. Mr. Speaker, MPP will be remembered as the only political party that took our economy from a healthy economy and landed it in the mortuary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, on his part, the Majority Leader, Chairman Sabonsus, charged the Parliament to hold government account for borrowing. He even says the NDC cannot give the MPP lessons on that matter.
And you have the boldness to say that this really is bad governance. Mr. Speaker, may God forgive the trespasses. And the truth is that all of us have been negligent in our oversight responsibilities. Every government will strive to leave an indelible mark as far as development is concerned, because that is what the electorate shall remember the government for. However, we should equally be concerned about the means to that end. Every government has been borrowing to add to the stock of debt. Parliament should be the body to ensure that we spend within our means. Parliament does not have a committee on the economy to do this analysis for us. The NDPC, which exists to create a long-term development plan, is not properly situated. Until we put the proper mechanisms in place, what is happening today may repeat itself, that no country engages the IMF if the country is not afflicted by economic challenges. Have we been reckless in borrowing and expenditure? The records do not lead to that conclusion. Could we have done better? Upon hindsight, it may appear that we over-exaggerated our strength in a few areas. Notwithstanding, there is empirical evidence to show that this government has not underperformed. In sharp contrast with its immediate predecessor administration, the government has done enormously well. One must own up to the fact, however, that there's some darkness now, but there is light at the end of the tunnel if we hold together and not become unnecessarily partisan.
Traditional rulers in the Nakum community in the Western region, in conjunction with a group of civil society organizations, have sued Akunta Mining Company, asking the court to order the mining firm to halt its activities in the community. Akunta Mining was cited by the Minerals Commission last year for operating illegally in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve after Joy News' expose titled "Destruction for Gold" highlighted some of the operations of the company. Now, in the latest twist to events, the Oyoko Royal Clan, together with a coalition of civil groups, says the activities of Akunta Mining is equally having a massive impact on the Anakum in the same enclave. They are therefore asking the court to halt the operations, and coordinator of the Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa, speaks on behalf of the applicant.
What it is that you have made the documentary Gold for Destruction, and we have seen what has been happening to the forest reserves and to our water bodies as a consequence of mining. Even if somebody has a license, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going about things as they should. Now, in particular reference to what's been happening in the Western region, we all heard about what happened at the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve, where Akunta Mining entered the forest reserve, and according to our information and the footage we saw, caused destruction. And as far as we are concerned, to date, no action has been taken. Although the president had said he would put his presidency on the line, we don't see that anything has happened. And in fact, concerned citizens have reported the matter to the police. Lots of work is being done, but to date, no action has been taken. Now, the Oyoko royal family, they are also in the Western region. They have also been suffering the Anakum area as a consequence of activities from Akunta Mining. They have made protests to both Akunta Mining, according to our information, and also to the Minerals Commission. They have not had any joy. So as a consequence of that, we are teaming up with them and the youth of the area to petition the courts to get Akunta Mining to respect the fundamental human rights of the people of the Western region, specifically of the Oyoko stool. What they are saying is that by destroying their forests and water bodies, you are destroying their livelihood, and they want an end to be put to this activity. And we are hoping that the courts will restrain Akunta Mining from engaging in any act that will be detrimental to the people of the area.
Yes, we're watching Joy News Prime here on the Joy News channel. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. Now, the major religions in Ghana are Christianity, Islam, and traditional religions. Now, but do you know that there is a religion in Ghana that has practically or carefully selected practices in Christianity, Islam, and traditional religions to establish a religion called Kunde? The religion is guided by the biblical 10 Commandments. As part of Ghana Month series, Joy News' Fred Kwame Asari throws a spotlight on the Kunde religion. Members say they shy away evil doing.
According to history, the Kunde religion, also known as Gorovidu, is an anti-witchcraft movement that emerged during the colonial period. The Kunde gods is said to originate from Kandeau, southwest of Wa on the Burkina Faso border, where it was linked to the local high gods, Chale. In a quest to find a solution to the consecutive deaths of 3 installed chiefs in Kpando and an epidemic, an entourage traveled up north and acquired the Kunde gods.
Mama Sedu gave the god to the man called Kojo and Ibra. Yes. Because the god rejected all the elders. The young man, the teenage guy who followed them, because he could speak Hausa and other northern languages, he went with them. And the god decided to come with him. So he came under his care.
History has it that the pandemic ended and the people of Kpando experienced good fortune after Kojo set up a shrine for Kunde in the community. The new chief lived long as well.
Kpando bought into it because it was saving people from evil spirits, from witchcraft, from things that people do within the community to harm others. Yes, so Kunde came here to save all of us.
This led to the establishment of the Lahari Kunde mission in 1960. The religion incorporates practices and ritual objects from Islam, Christianity, and local voodoo orders. Believers are guided by the 10 commandments in the Bible. Kunde, I was told, does not like evil and cannot be used to harm anyone. A believer who attempts to use Kunde for evil will be punished by the gods. A descendant of Kojokuma, Kosi Kokokli Anibra, is the spiritual leader of the Lahari Kunde mission.
More careful. Wo jimenya koko o ma no wo kunde gbo le jime bodi o wo jime hin la do viviti de kunde me lo kunde be da se de ji o na wo jimenya koko no ko tu de ji o che etu ma pe ma ko wo.
Brekete, Agbaja, and Adehu are performed during worship and other gatherings. Some believers often get possessed during performances. The religion, which suffered oppression from both Christians and traditionalists in the colonial era in Ghana, was accepted and is widespread in Togo, Benin, and other parts of the world, with Kpando being its ancestral homes.
It got to a point in Kpando, the people said they didn't need a god anymore. So he took it out to the south, and in the south, they bought into it. That is how it got spread to other countries.
Akpinifia, Tokbegan Dagadu, lamented the dying interest of natives in the religion, hence risks losing its ownership.
Into Independence Day, Oye Bobo Kodoko over Yamebuwe, Omiabete Minyafi Bobo Bocho, Yafonua do ole dodo le miakwasime, Mianai, Ekiche, Hindedu, Yachela Jole Miasia. Ni mele kunde subosuboki li menola oda sise de we dokomi anan ko afibu butowa ava duile miasi.
Believers from the West African sub-region embark on an annual pilgrimage to the shrine in Kpando to pay homage and remember the founder of the Kunde religion, Titibigu Kojokuma Anibra. During this period, sacrifices and cleansing are done, led by the priests and priestesses. The believers shave their hair and bath with special herbs to purify their body and soul. Revelers also visit Kpando to have a sight of the practices of the Kunde religion, also known as Goro Vidu, and experience what the religion is made of.
The economic benefits that it brings, the hotels, they are all booked. Homes, okay, petty traders selling food and other things. It will bring us a lot if Ghana as a whole embrace this and do not think that it is, as the white man has labeled us, devil or boson or antichrist. That labeling should move away.
It is a hope of leaders of the Kunde religion that the tourism authority would package the pilgrimage to be sold to the Western world to generate foreign exchange. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Kpando.
Now, she woke up one day with a little swell close to her right eye. She thought it was something she could treat, but that was her discomfort, and pain started. Paulina, age 33 and a class 4 teacher, has tried various forms of treatment, but no improvement. She needs financial help to travel out of the country to help treat her eye. Irama Aqua has more in this report.
Because everybody would like to find out what is happening to your eye. Some people will even talk for you to feel like you should even kill yourself, and then everything will be okay.
33-year-old class 4 teacher Paulina Ejay has been in discomfort for the past 5 years.
It has delayed my everything. You know, you see, sometimes I feel very inferior to join my friends. I don't feel like joining them. I don't even join people. Like, I don't feel like going into a group of people.
Paulina says it all started when she woke up one morning with a little swell very close to her right eye. She visited various hospitals, including the Sunyani Municipal Hospital, to find out what the cause of the swell was. Several prescriptions were given her, but there was no improvement. For 5 years, she's been struggling with her condition, and this, she says, has affected her daily routine.
Started in 2018. I was by then pregnant, 3 months pregnant. I woke up one day and then I saw that there was a little swelling there. So I showed it to my mom. I'm in the house with my mom. I showed it to her that I've seen something. She should touch and see. So she touched and she told me, yes, she could also feel there's something there.
The uncomfortable, itchy eye has led to a situation where some liquid constantly drips from her eyes when she's teaching. Walking in the sun has become the toughest nightmare, and this has made her avoid public gatherings.
It's painful, and sometimes too it's itchy. And then when you pass through the sun, like you see tears coming out, and even the doctor said it has sealed the hole over here, and so the tears that are supposed to go inside cannot go inside. So even if you're teaching, you see the eyes watery coming out of your eye.
33-year-old mother of 2 says she has visited hospitals both in the Bono, Ahafo, and the Greater Accra regions, but there seems to be no solution to her predicament. According to her, doctors are unable to offer her any help after several medical examinations. Medical officials say some microorganisms have built up in her head, and that requires a surgery that could be done in India.
There was a time I met one doctor, and he said he had a series of friends in India, and so I should bring my report. He took my photograph and sent it to India. They brought a report that they can help me through it, but I have to pay a huge amount for that.
Paulina says she's had to battle with suicidal thoughts almost every day because she's unable to find a solution to her predicament.
Series of it, but when I take a look at my child, I just say, what if I leave? Who is going to take care of the child? Because I don't even know the specialist who can even help me through my problem. So if there is anyone out there that can help me raise the amount the doctors are talking of.
Paulina needs immediate help as the swell keeps pushing her right eye. She needs funds to go out of the country to seek help. Eramakwa's report read to you.
So just as we did for the young Vincent Atobra who had a tube to the stomach, let's help save this young lady's life. I mean, your little is not little, and it is your little, my little, that we can together help save this young lady's life. She is a teacher. She could be teaching your child. Help save her life. I mean, she needs your support now. You can send your support to 0549 147500. 0549 147500. Let's help save her life. So you're still watching Joy News Prime. We'll take a break. We'll be back with Showbiz.
Vet Investment Limited.
All right, it's a Friday night, and you know how to end it with the Showbiz Queen itself. Yeah.
Becky.
Becky,
Whoop, 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 whoop. Calm down.
I'm down.
Okay, this evening, let's talk about a movie that everybody is looking out for. Okay. I am looking out for it because of the title. Just the mere title, gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's a taste of sin.
Oh, why does it give you goosebumps?
Because, why are you asking me? You're supposed to be asking me a question. So the movie was launched actually, and we have all the details right here for you. And my name is Becky.
I love this.
Yeah, so it's something that you should look out for this Easter. It's actually next month. Okay. So please stay with us here on Joy News. We will, give you all the details. But Brace, what you should also look out for this weekend is MOG's concert. It's called New Wine, and it's happening at Oil Dome. So for those of you who love gospel music, this is another edition of the musicians' event. Anklato will be performing. Ohima Mercy will be performing. PSA Esther will be performing. It's something that you should not miss at all. Also, for those of you in London, let's talk about the Ghana at 66 concert. Yeah, so you can join the likes of Kwame Yuji, Keche, Efia, Jacinta, and Obi Amponsa. They are going to be thrilling fans or patrons at the Ghana at 66 concert inside the Dominion Center in London. So it's something that you should look out for if you're in London. Those of you in Accra, you can go to MOG's concert, which is the New Wine concert. And those in London can, go to the Ghana at 66 concert.
I have a friend of mine on this gig, Sleeky Promotions.
Sleeky? Oh, okay. Oh, that's your friend. Yeah. Well, he's done a good job by promoting it well. So, yes. MOG's concerts, once again, if you in Ghana, just, go and visit or join them. Ohima Mercy, I love to listen to Anklato one more time, and also PSA Esther. They're all performing, so just join us. Before we go though, you know that Christian Achu
was laid to rest today.
And one of the songs or the tribute songs that was composed for him in his memory is by one of them is by Akwabwa Jr. If we have that song in the memory of him, let's celebrate.